Right, we should be live on Facebook. I'm going to let everybody in.
I'm looking. Oh,
Yep. Ready?
mm-hmm. Welcome, everybody. We're going to start in just a minute or two as we wait for everyone to arrive. I hope you're feeling well at the end of another week. We have people watching over Zoom. We have people watching over Facebook, near and far. We're able to come together and celebrate Shabbat, celebrate the end of a long week. So just give it another minute or two. Thank you in advance to our tech team working tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that our service goes as smoothly as possible. Sadly, we're all getting the hang of this. So I think we'll begin. We're glad you're here. And wherever you're watching from, I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're able to take a bit of a deep breath after a long week, wherever this week brought you emotionally. Perhaps there was anxiety, perhaps there were nerves, hopefully there was joy. As we do what our people have done from really the beginning of time, which is shut out and shut off the world around us, even briefly, and turn our attention to our heritage and our tradition and the wisdom of our people. As we celebrate Shabbat together now, you should see the words in front of you. Tonight we'll join in song, we'll join in prayer, we'll join in virtual community, and remember together the various ways that we're blessed and we are supported, each of us. With that, please join us in an opening song.
Am Israel Chai, Am Israel Chai, Am Israel Chai, Am Israel Chai, Oh, Rabinu Chai, Oh, Rabinu Chai, Oh, Rabinu Chai, Oh, Rabinu Chai, Am Israel Chai, Am Israel Chai.
As we do each week, we'll continue now with the blessing over our Shabbat lights, followed by our Kiddush. With our candle blessing, we're reminded of the light that exists in our world. These blessings, God willing, illuminate for us, shed light on the good in our lives, in our homes, in our community, also bringing warmth to our heart. And the Kiddush over the sweet wine or sweet juice reminds us of the sweetness of Shabbat, the sweetness of our tradition as we sing together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקודש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
L'chaim. As is our custom on Friday night, as the sun sets, we take the opportunity to offer a blessing to our children, our grandchildren, those we love. So first, for our daughters and granddaughters, you can join me in the words that you see before you. Yisimech Elohim, Kisara, Kirivka, Kirachel, V'Cheleah. May God inspire you to live like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And for our sons, grandsons, Yisimcha Elohim, Kephraim, V'Chimenashe. May God inspire you to live like Ephraim and Menashe. Our service continues as we welcome the Sabbath bride, Lecha Dodi. We join tonight in verses 1, 2, and 9.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. שמור זכור בליבך, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמך, לשם ותפארת ולקהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבת קהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובשורה, תוך המוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה.
This is the point in our service when we wish each other Shabbat Shalom. So if you're with others, you can wish them Shabbat Shalom. You can also wish your community Shabbat Shalom in the chat or in the comments. We would love to hear from you. As our service continues with our call to worship, Baruch Hu.
המבורך, המבורך, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. We continue with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'chol nafshecha u'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi b'savecha yom levavecha. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך וקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As we do each week, we join in our song of freedom, recalling that moment when our ancestors first experienced freedom. We celebrate the freedom that they knew and the freedoms that we have even today, as we vow to continue to work for the freedom and the well-being and the full equality of all people, with the words of Mi Chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Malchutecha ubanecha rokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש.
The next prayer that we come to, Hashkivenu, has us reach out to God that we might be protected, that God might, Hashkivenu, our next prayer has us reach out to God that we might be protected, that God might watch over us as we lie down at night, and that we might rise anew to a new day tomorrow, refreshed, feeling good, and that we might arise to a world that is a little more complete, a world of greater wholeness, a world of greater kindness. Hashkivenu at its core, therefore, is a prayer of hope, that tomorrow can indeed be a good day, that tomorrow can be a better day. And these words maybe resonate for us now and for the world around us now, that tomorrow might be a day of greater health and, God willing, a day of greater well-being for all of us. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, taknenu be'etzat tova milfanecha, v'hoshienu lema'an shemecha. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence, we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We come now to our tefillah, our most central collection of prayers, a series of prayers that remind us at their core that we're not alone. These prayers link us to Jews who have sung these words throughout time. They link us to a remarkable story that stretches back through time. And we sing these words now during a moment where we might be tempted to believe that we're alone, that we're navigating these days alone. But along comes our tefillah to remind us that's not the case, that we're part of a community that transcends time and transcends space, that links us to Jews around the world, especially at this moment, and links us both backward in time to all who have been and forward to all who will be as we sing together.
Adonai sifatai tifrach ufia ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Eloi avotenu v'imotenu, עונה החול, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר, מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מחלקל חיים בחסד, בחיי החול ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ובדומה לך, מלך מניף ומחיה ומצליח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות החול. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי החול. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue now with a prayer for peace. Shalom Rav, words we return to every Friday night, words that have us urge God to work with us as we work in our own right toward a world of greater kindness and empathy, a world of greater togetherness, where we hurt each other less and help each other more. And we sing these words, of course, at the end of a week during which we mark Yom HaZikaron, the Memorial Day in Israel that has us remember the many who gave their lives in defending our beloved homeland, the state of Israel. And we pray now once more that Israel will know a true and lasting peace, and that our world will as a whole, as we sing together.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki oto melech Aron lechol hashalom. Ki oto melech Aron lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. B'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
With that, we move from healing for our often broken world to healing of the body and the spirit. So many in our immediate and extended community are ailing in some way. There are so many as we arrive at the start of this Shabbat who are hurting, whose lives have been affected by illness, and those as well who carry emotional or psychological pain. Mi Sheberach becomes our opportunity to pray for healing for those we know, those we love, and even those we don't know, those we may not have ever met who are struggling in some way. This is our prayer for healing. And as a community on this night, I know our thoughts, our prayers are with Ileana Cohn, Rick Ulrich, Shirley Lewis, Lynn Romsberg, Amy Martyr, Millie Rosenfeld, Roxanne Forth, Jerry Dreskin, Bruce Berkowitz, Ann Marsden, and Stephen Trombecki, as well as any names that you carry in your heart at this moment, any names that you would care to add in the chat or comments, as we sing together in the name of health and healing with Mi Sheberach.
May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make your life a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We'll pause now for a few precious moments for the sake of our own silent and personal prayers. We do this at the end of a very long week. The days blend into one another. We are waiting desperately for good news. Sometimes there is some good news, but often there's anxiety and there's disappointment. And here I would acknowledge especially our many congregational friends who go to Camp Harlem each summer, those who go to 6 Points or Creative Arts, those who are planning to go to Israel with Camp Harlem this summer, all of which sadly had to be canceled. So for all those who experience disappointment, for all those who experience some hardship this week, this is our chance to reflect, to pause, to consider the good, to consider the fact that there will be good, and that we'll be able to go back to camp and Israel and back to a place of great joy, and God willing, soon. We'll pause now for our own personal reflections and prayers.
Shalom bimrama, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimrama, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'apo Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'apo Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'apo Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'apo Israel.
Shabbat shalom again, everybody. I hope you're feeling good. I'm glad you're here, that we can spend some time together now, even if virtually. This is the part where I get to say a couple words about our Torah portion, and I'm going to say just a little bit about our double portion, Acharei Mot Kiddoshim, a great double portion. And Acharei Mot means after the death of, and it refers to God speaking to Moses after the death of Aaron's sons. And here we could think of the ways in which maybe God speaks with us or helps us also after tragedy and sadness. And that maybe we feel a sense of faith, a sense of connection, especially after times of sadness and difficulty. Acharei Mot. And the second portion is Kiddoshim, which is an incredibly important Torah portion. We read it traditionally on Yom Kippur afternoon, taking us through the middle of Leviticus. And it reads like a kind of best of the highlights of the Torah and the commandments that we take so seriously, such as honoring our parents, helping those in need, and being honest in our business, in our personal life. And one of the things that the commentators will note is that actually when you put these two portions together, you put their names together, you actually have a sentence, Acharei Mot Kiddoshim, that after the death of comes holiness. Or maybe to put it in our own terms, after hardship, we can find good. And it goes without saying that we're experiencing a fair amount of hardship these days. Even if we're not dealing directly with illness, which hopefully you're not, we're still dealing with stress. We're dealing with homeschooling. We're dealing with changed schedules. We're dealing with all sorts of new challenges and problems that involve being stuck at home and having trouble and wondering and worrying all the time. And I believe that after this saga, we're going to find ourselves in a better place, that I hope we're going to find ourselves in a place of greater gratitude and perspective, that we're going to remember how important it is to care for those who need help, not just during a global pandemic, but always. We're going to remember to be grateful that we can go out in nature, grateful that we can go out and see our friends, grateful that we get to go to a good school, grateful that we get to go and root for sports teams in person. All the things that maybe we've taken for granted, maybe we won't take for granted so much. And one of the things I know I will definitely not take for granted is being able to celebrate great simchas, great life milestones in person with you. There were supposed to be 2 wonderful bar mitzvah services tomorrow. Those 2 services have been pushed off now many months, rescheduled, as have more than a dozen Adith bar and bat mitzvahs right now. And so I want to give a special shout out to Aiden Sanders, who would have become a bar mitzvah tomorrow. And I also want to give a special shout out to Eric Ostrovsky, who would have become a bar mitzvah tomorrow. And Eric actually is here, and he has chosen to read a little bit of his portion for us and with us on the Shabbat that would have been his bar mitzvah. So here I am handing it over to my pal, Eric, coming to us live from his home as he leads us in the blessings over our portion, and then we'll chant from his portion.
Baruch et Adonai Habarach, Baruch Adonai Habarach le'olam ba'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. V'chol adam lo yeh be'ohel moed, v'vo'o lechaper ba'kodesh ad seito, v'chiper ba'ado uba'ad beito uba'ad kol kehal Yisrael, v'yatzah el hamizbeach asher lifnei Adonai, v'chiper alav Melakach midam hapa umidam hasair v'natan al kanot hamizbeach David v'hiza alav min hadam ve'etzba'ot sheva pe'amim v'tiharo v'kiddusho v'tumot emei Yisrael. V'chila mikaper el hakodesh ve'ohel moed ve'en hamizbeach v'higriv en hasair aharon en shetei yadav al rosh hasair hachai v'hikvada alav et kol avonot b'nei Yisrael ואת כל פשעיהם וחטאתם, ונתן אותם על ראש השעיר, ושירה ביד איש איתי המדברה, ונשא השעיר עליו את כל עוונותם אל ארץ גללה, ושירה את השעיר המדבר. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. So that was amazing. Yasher Koach. Great job, Eric. We can all wish Eric a mazel tov in the chat for sharing some Torah with us and honoring what would have been his bar mitzvah date. So a special shout out to Eric, to his family, many of whom are watching, and also Aiden, who is going to be having a wonderful bar mitzvah down the road. Thank you, Eric, for allowing us to share in this beautiful moment with you. And we're going to sing a little bit in honor of our Torah and Torah reading. It is A Tree of Life.
It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of the supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
I know it's hard to keep track of the dates these days, but as it turns out, it is the first Friday of the month. And as is our custom on the first Friday of the month, We honor everybody celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a milestone during this month. So if May is your month, I have a special blessing I'd like to share with you. God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hands. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. May we have the joy of coming together for many, many more years, united by mutual reverence and love. Then indeed will our lives be filled with abundance of blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, for giving us life, sustaining us, and helping us to reach together this special moment in time. Amen.
Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yelanu, 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 Oleko Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Oleko Yisrael. Everybody, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yelanu.
Mazel tov, everyone. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. As our service continues, we'll join in singing Aleinu.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוסף ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא עשה בנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כאן, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והאדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
As we draw to the end of our service, as we do with every service, we take the time to remember the many we have loved and lost. They are with us, and they remain with us, indeed, in our heart, in our choices, in our words, every day. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memory always be for a blessing. And we recall at this time those we have lost most recently: Paul Barrett's grandfather of Daniel, great-grandfather of Ethan and Noah; Sid Jaffe, cousin of Karen Grossman; Steve Ravitz, a dear friend of our community; Barbara Michelson, mother of Cheryl and John Makopoulos, grandmother of Evan and Alex; Carol Gold, mother of Dave and Lori Gold, grandmother of Dana and Emily; and Norma Sargis, mother of Stephen Horovitz and Heidi Cooperstein. As well, we recall at this time those whose yahrzeit we mark this Shabbat: Hal Abrams, Sylvia Alberts, Arthur Asher, Rachel Azulai, Paul Fesnack, David Goldsmith, Benjamin Katz, Herman Miller, Frida Shapiro, Ida Tobin, and Faye Schulman, as well as those names you carry with you, especially now, and any names you would care to add in our chat below, as we do rise together for the age-old words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad tivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei techol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mivorach le'olam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudeshat barichu. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. We are coming to the end of our service. Just a couple of announcements. Thank you everyone for being here and for joining us. A reminder that tomorrow morning we'll have services live on Facebook, 10 a.m. Looking forward to that. Havdalah will be live on Facebook at 7 p.m. Religious School Tefillah, Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. That was a lot of fun last week, a chance for us all to connect with each other, for friends to see friends. And some great programming coming your way in the coming days and weeks, including on Tuesday night, a discussion of the Netflix series Unorthodox, which is a really captivating and fascinating mini series, 4 episodes about a young Jewish woman who leaves the ultra-Orthodox community of Brooklyn to establish her own life. There's a lot there for us to talk about. And we're already looking ahead a little bit to next week. We are hoping to have a sisterhood involvement next Friday night in what would have been our sisterhood Shabbat as we lead into Mother's Day. So stay tuned for that. And Saturday night, this will all come out in emails and in information we're going to send you. We've been asked to participate once again in our Mosque Friends Iftar. That's the traditional celebratory meal or event that comes at the end of each night of Ramadan. And so we've been welcomed into their celebration once more this year. And I'm going to be saying a couple words at that event. And it should be a really special experience for us to learn and to experience something maybe you've never experienced before. Okay, I think I've said enough. I think we've said it all. So a closing song in honor of Yom HaAtzmaut, as we celebrated Israel's birthday this past week, 72 years young, and we marked Yom HaZikaron, Israel's national anthem, Hatikva. If you're able to, it's appropriate to rise as we join together. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.